On this episode of China Uncensored, Xi Jinping Thought gets added to another constitution, just when Chris Chappell thought that he'd had enough. Is a trade war between the US and China brewing? I hope it's over tea. And finally, Ice Boy is back in the news. Just let it go. This is China Uncensored. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. Well, I know it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Yes, at the end of last week, finally, we were treated to the second plenary session of the 19th Party Central Committee. It's that special time of the year when top officials have another important meeting to discuss the things they already decided on. Like whether to add Xi Jinping Thought to the Constitution of China. The answer was yes! Now wait, you say. Wasn't Xi Jinping Thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era already added to China's constitution? No, silly. You're thinking of the 19th Party Congress back in November. That's when Xi Jinping Thought was written into the Communist Party's constitution. This time, they agreed to write Xi Jinping Thought into the country's constitution. Yes, those are two different things. The point is, Xi Jinping is ungodly powerful. I say that because, remember, the Communist Party is officially atheist. He can't very well be godly powerful, otherwise people wouldn't be allowed to believe in him. But adding Xi Jinping Thought to China's constitution wasn't the only change. They also added a line about the need to have a nationwide surveillance system. I just hope that doesn't conflict with Article 40, which says freedom and privacy are protected by law. So this Chinese New Year's, make a resolution to get in shape. If you're going to be watched, you might as well look good. The relationship between the U.S. and the Chinese regime has been strained this week. U.S. trade authorities suggested they may take concrete steps to protect U.S. intellectual property. It comes right after the U.S. imposed tariffs on foreign solar panels, a market China dominates. Trump's move helps U.S. solar panel manufacturers, such as First Solar, Tesla, Suniva, and SolarWorld. But according to courts, the results may be mixed. Suniva, for one, is majority owned by a Chinese company. Alongside the solar panel tariff was one made on foreign washing machines. But will that help the U.S. get to the bottom of wherever that one missing sock disappears to? Let's hope so, because I'm running out. The U.S. has imposed more sanctions on North Korea. I frankly didn't know there was anything left to sanction. They target North Korea's crude oil industry and shipping companies, as well as individuals or entities in Russia and China. The Trump administration has long hoped for the Chinese regime's help in reining in North Korea, but China has been perhaps less than proactive, like the whole secretly selling oil thing. Freedom House has released its 2018 Freedom in the World report. China earned a score of 14 out of 100, 1 point less than last year. If only it was a game of golf, then China would be doing so well. Except golf is frowned upon in China for being too bougie. And Chinese censors are cracking down on China's fledgling hip-hop community. According to the BBC, at the second plenary session last week, a memo surfaced that said programs could no longer feature any hip-hop content or artists. State-run media have in particular targeted PG-1, the winner of a Chinese reality show called The Rap of China. Some of his lyrics are demeaning towards women, and others hint at drug use. Too bad PG-1 didn't keep it PG-13. But instead of standing by his lyrics, he apologized, removed some of his songs from the internet, and blamed them on the bad influence of black music. And remember Ice Boy from a few weeks ago? He was a symbol of rural poverty, but now he's become a great photo op for the Chinese Communist Party. Ice Boy endured the hardship of walking 3 miles to school every day in the freezing weather with only a thin coat. Surely all of China can be so resilient. He was invited to the capital over the weekend and celebrated as a patriotic hero. He waved a Chinese flag in Tiananmen Square, tried on riot gear at a public security bureau, and swore an oath to be loyal to China and the ruling Communist Party. Of course he did. And he said he wants to become a police officer. Oh, isn't he cute? I bet no one told him about the part of that job that involves arresting dissidents. What's most interesting about Ice Boy becoming a celebrity in Beijing is that the Communist Party has managed to use him to bury the narrative about how Ice Boy represents the crippling rural poverty that affects nearly half of China's population. Poverty? No. Ice Boy is struggling against the icy conditions of winter, just like the Communist Party struggles on behalf of the people. And coming up after the break, we'll take a look at how the Communist Party helps get guns into the hands of ISIS. Stay up to date with the latest in China news over at our website, ChinaUncensored.tv. We have full-length half-hour episodes for free you won't see on YouTube. Once again, that's ChinaUncensored.tv.